Folks, it's Uncle Jay, and this year for a change, the Wisconsin primary is actually in play. It will definitely play a role in determining who the Democratic nominee will be, and might even have some sort of impact on the Republican nominee. Now, because of that, this week I have been blessed when on Tuesday night, the Messiah came to town, and I got to see Obama mania firsthand. 20,000 plus packed the Kohl Center to see him speak. It was riveting, give him that. Then Thursday, early in the morning, around about 10 o'clock or so, we saw Governor Mike Huckabee. He spoke to a very small crowd, a couple of hundred, but he was good. Spoke without notes, 35 minutes, gave a very compelling speech, got me going quite a few times. And then that afternoon, I actually caught my first glimpse of a U.S. president in the flesh when William Jefferson Blythe Clinton addressed about 2,000 Hillary supporters at the UW Stock Pavilion, which was, I thought, somehow fitting since the Stock Pavilion is where they do the animal stock. So BS and BS were on display.
We are bringing together Democrats and independents, and yes, some Republicans. I know this. I meet them when I'm shaking hands afterwards. There's one right there, an Obamacan. That's what we call them. They whisper to me. They say, "Well, I'm a Republican, but I support you." I say, "Thank you." We're bringing Democrats, independents, Republicans, blacks and whites, Latinos and Asians and Native Americans, small states and big states, red states and blue states, all into the United States of America. That's our program. That's our mission.
Well, Senator Obama makes a pretty persuasive point. He says that if he can attract Republicans who are dissatisfied with their choices, he may well be the winner. And I saw proof of his hypothesis at the Huckabee rally. I spoke to a gentleman after the Huckabee rally who told me that Huckabee was his first choice and Barack Obama was his second. How you get from the most conservative viable candidate to the most liberal viable candidate, I don't know. But Obama did it, and that makes him a very powerful force in this election. Now, are Hillary or Obama even in play for you?
I would consider Obama, just if there was no Huckabee.
Now, let me get my hands around that.
Yeah.
You're going from the most conservative viable candidate in the election to the most liberal.
I just can't vote for McCain or Hillary. So.
That's interesting. Is that
I'll
personality?
probably just stay home.
I am a person who believes that if this nation gets it wrong when it comes to respecting human life, we're going to get a lot of other things wrong. Your position in the community, the job that you perform on a day-to-day basis, none of that makes you somehow better than another person or worse than another person. There is a basic equality that transcends all of the designations that people make, because our founding fathers understood that that equality was not something government could designate. God designated it. Amen. He created it. And government.
Let's get to the bottom of the barrel here on this. America needs to send a message that goes beyond Iraq. Remember all those other issues we talked about? So if you elect her, here's her message to the world right after the election. America is back. America is back. And America is back. That means we're going to cooperate with you whenever we can and act alone only when we have to, not the other way around. That means we're going to have diplomacy with friend and foe alike whenever we can, and military force will be used only as an absolute last resort, not the diplomacy with
I watched
friend.
3 great political orators ply their trade this week, but only one of them's been elected President of the United States twice. And that was obvious watching President Clinton work the crowd. He can still make them feel his pain and bite his lip, and when he needs to, he can give them hope that everyone will love us. This was one of the themes he brought when he told us that Hillary could bring America back. Because obviously we've been off the world stage for the past 7 years, and he's reminding us that he can take us back, or she could take us back, to those glory days when he was running things and all was well in the world. We were rich, fat, dumb, and happy on the internet bubble, and overseas there wasn't anything bad going on, right? I mean, no groups were, I don't know, plotting disgraceful terrorist acts against Al-Qaeda, right? That nothing was being done about. But the bottom line for Bill is Hillary can make everyone love America again, and she can actually be a change agent whereas Obama is just a hope. Well, that's nice. Now, the next part was what I really loved, and since he was the former president, I gave him 2 greatest hits. His second, Memories of a Former President. I used to ride around in the coolest plane on earth.
If you're not careful in good times, you can think you are somebody if you're president. You forget you're just America's most fortunate hired hand. I mean, come on, think what being president's like. Think about it. They play a song every time you walk in the room. Right? They play Hail to the Chief. After I left the White House, I was lost for 3 weeks because nobody played a song and I didn't know where I was anymore. And then, the traffic congestion in Washington is horrible. But the president never waits. You just zip along in that bulletproof limo. You have no commute to work to the world's most famous and beautiful office. You live in the country's finest public housing. And your airplane is so cool they make movies about it. Now, we're all laughing, but I hope you get this last point. The time you spend as president is fleeting, and poof, it's gone.
That was vintage Billy Jeff. That's Clinton being Clinton. That was probably one of the more honest things that he's ever done in public life, is go ahead and admit, I had the best there ever was, and poof, now it's gone. And I don't even think I'm going to get to ride in a limousine because I don't think my wife's going to get elected. I was waiting for a cute from him. Nah, didn't get it. Anyhow, here is my scorecard on the week in politics here in Madison. Tuesday Night Obama, best show, Rockstar Messiah. Might as well be Tommy from The Who, because he was the deaf, dumb, and blind kid speaking nothing about nothing, and the crowd loved him, mesmerized. Thursday morning, Mike Huckabee spoke the most to me. He has the most in common with me politically. I'm not sure I could vote for him, but I walked out with a better feeling about him than I walked in with. And finally, the consummate politician, and that's not a compliment, Bill Clinton. Bill said everything he meant to say and did everything I expected him to do and had a pretty standard reaction. There's no way his wife can win this year, and it's going to be fun watching them go away. So there you have it. Tomorrow, I've either got Hillary or McCain. God and the weather will decide which one I see. I'm hoping for Johnny Mac, but I will let you know.